Hi everyone, my name is Elaine Bossert, and I'm going to be your instructor for this term in PSY4995 Senior Capstone. In this course, you're going to spend the next 8 weeks showcasing what knowledge you've learned and how you have developed skills to answer questions about psychology and different behavioral techniques that go into that. As a culmination of this knowledge, you're going to develop your own psychological research questions, and you are going to write a research proposal that will help you scientifically answer that question. You're also going to have an opportunity to showcase what kind of broad psychological knowledge you've learned during the course of your studies here at Waldorf or anywhere else you have picked up that knowledge. This is going to go beyond research skills specific, particularly in the discussion boards, where you're going to be asked to directly think about and reflect or respond to different broad perspectives and subfields within the broader field of psychology. And a lot of times it's going to center around what we might call the classics, different theories, principles, and researchers. By the end of the course, I hope that you're going to feel very confident in terms of what you've learned in your time as a psychology student. I hope that you feel proud of what you have accomplished and that you feel ready to take that next step into your journey. In regards to telling you a little bit about the class, I think that kind of covers what we will mostly be doing throughout week over week in this 8-week term. But you might want to know a little bit more about me as well in terms of your instructor. I have my doctorate in psychology. My specialty area is social psychology. I've been at Waldorf going on, this is my 10th year here. I primarily teach social psychology courses and research method courses, both residentially and online. Senior Capstone is in some ways really fun to teach because it gets to have my students explore psychology in a way that really interests them. You get to pick topics that maybe you've wanted to learn more about or maybe haven't had as much opportunity to explore in other courses. And researching a topic because you actually like it versus you have to do it for a class is a very different experience for most students. One thing that I think can trip up students, though, is just keeping on top of their work in this course. As with any 8-week course, things can fly by really fast, week over week. It seems we start and we end so quickly in these 8-week terms. But particularly in a class like us, where most of our work is continuing to build on week over week to reach that final project. Technically, it's due in week 7. Then we have a reflection paper in week 8. If you get behind or you decide you want to change your mind, there isn't a lot of wiggle room to do that. So early efforts and some thought put in the first few weeks is really important. If you have questions, comments, concerns during our time together, definitely feel free to reach out. You can reach me by email is the most effective. I think in my professor profile, I also have a office number. That's fine. You can certainly leave me a message if I'm not in my office, but email is going to probably be more quick to respond, or you can use messaging in Blackboard as well. I usually do a pretty good job of keeping track of that. The rest of my contact information, like I said, you can find in my professor profile and a little bit more about me as well. So my goal in this course is for you to have success. The only way that I'm going to know if you are really achieving and attaining that success is if you let me know, if you ask questions when you have them, communicate effectively. So I look forward to working with you, and let's go ahead and get this class started.